Good Thursday morning, everyone. Hey, let me remind the men we're having breakfast together at 9 a.m. this morning at the 19 restaurant over by the golf course, and I get the privilege of being the teacher today. So I hope you'll come on out and tell me what you've thought of the shows. Love to hear about that and how you're getting to know Pastor Andy Wood better and what you're thinking. I always enjoy feedback. Hey, we're going to jump back in. Andy's going to talk to us today about some of the details in the Accelerate offering that we talked about yesterday, but also then in general, his view of seniors and our value. And he talks about his grandfather and his mother and his dad. So I know you're going to enjoy this. We'll be back tomorrow. I have a little bonus coverage with Andy tomorrow. Until then, God bless. Walk closely with your Lord. I don't know how the Lord led you in those things, but I get excited about every one of them.
So the breakdown of that was expanding God's kingdom, the innovation of digital tools for spiritual growth would be the second one.
Yeah.
The third one would be laying a groundwork to develop more leaders and basically laying the groundwork for future leadership college at Saddleback. And then the fourth one is the expansion or extension of our peace relief efforts. And then the fifth one would be our work that we would do in partnership with finishing the task. And all of those are like really beyond Saddleback, strengthening and lengthening the cords of the church.
That is so awesome. I've totally enjoyed hearing how you would like to strengthen the internship. We actually had an intern who became a staff member at Saddleback Laguna Woods and did awesome ministry with us. So to multiply that over the whole church, and not to mention, two of my daughters were once interns here also, which led to serving here on staff too.
That's awesome.
So that model that you talk about is very, very accurate.
I think for most people in vocational ministry, they can point to a time where they did some form of an internship. And, when somebody's in their 20s, they're at such a pivotal point in the journey. And not that you can't step into ministry later, but there's just something about that season that if we can shape and equip people there, we send them on a trajectory for the rest of their lives when it comes to making a difference.
Do you have anything that you would say to seniors? You have really shown from some of the things you've already said that you have a respect for this age group. And I appreciate that a lot. So
yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting to me to think about, because I remember back being in college when, you had the senior adults group at the church that I was a part of. And at that point, it seemed like senior adults were so much older than me. I was 18 and it just seemed like a totally different, group of people, season of life. I always remember, though, thinking about senior adults like through the angle of my grandma. That like my grandma, she is now with Jesus, but she's a praying, she would pray every time I talked to her. She'd tell me how much she was praying for me. And I would arrange my trips from Michigan to North Carolina or South Carolina, where I was going to college. I would stop at my grandma's house in Virginia and spend a couple of days with her. And I always felt like my being there with her was like the highlight. Like she would be looking forward to that time for months. It was like a highlight.
I know she was.
And she had all these pictures up of all of her kids and grandkids that she would pray for. So I think about her a lot whenever I'm interacting with somebody that would be closer to that age, just to think, oh, I have an opportunity to be a loving grandson to somebody that I'm interacting with, just by being present, encouraging them, smiling, seeing them. And, you know, a lot of, I think the challenge in our culture sometimes is people, when they get older, maybe they get overlooked by certain people. So just noticing and seeing, I think is so huge. But, you know, initially when I started saying all that, the thing that I was thinking about is that, like, my dad is technically a senior adult now,
Yeah.
which I don't. Yeah, I mean, my mom is too. My mom's younger than my dad. That's why I didn't say her. But I don't think of my dad as being a senior adult. You know, he's in his mid-60s. And I'm watching my dad now in his 60s, and he's clicked into a different gear when it comes to doing ministry. So, like, he, you know, he still owns a business. He's not really working full time, but he owns that business. And then he, couple weekends a month, he's doing these almost like intensive journeys for men of like inner healing, and he's leading the charge on it. He's leading the men's ministry at his church now, and that's grown. And he's taking the freedom that he has in this season of life, with less responsibility with work, less financial challenges even. You know, he's just at a different season there too. He's taking that freedom and he's investing it in that which is eternal. And it makes me think a lot about the Laguna Woods area, the Laguna Woods campus for Saddleback, and to really see that there's so much potential in this season of life,
See
of what you can do.
What you just described with your grandfather, you can multiply that several hundred times, and you have basically our congregation. And so we want to do ministry. We want to make this season of life count for the kingdom. We have plenty of time to rest up once we get to heaven. So we want to go. We want to do, you know, we want to reach our community for Christ. And we're, you know, this 20,000 people that live here, we're in the best, far and away, the best position to reach them. So that's our small goal as far as the local outreach. We have time and do the other. I just got through talking with Pastor Joel of the Peace Team and talking about trip opportunities that we might do out of this campus and so on. So
wow, it's awesome.
So we'll see where all that leads. But anyway, well, thanks, Andy. This is just awesome. I'm glad that the Lord has led you here, and Stacy too. I mean, obviously, you guys, that whole concept of team ministry, what we got to hear about how you started that when you were much younger, and it continues now. And I look forward to getting to know both of you better. But
yeah, well, Rick, it's such a huge privilege to be a part of what you guys are doing there in Laguna Woods, to be a part of the show, and to really get to know some of the different people at Laguna Woods. Stacy and I had the opportunity to go to that campus, and this like big tour that we did in the month of August. And we just walked away just feeling so loved, so cared for, and just to see the joy that exists in those people in your campus. Like there's just so much. And Jeff, with his leadership there, we're just so grateful to all of you guys and all that you're doing, and privileged to be a part of it.
Well, thanks so much. Know that you guys are definitely prayed for. And our goal, by the way, one of our goals is to be the most loving campus. I don't know how you ever measure that, but that's a stated goal that we want to do. So,
wow. Yeah. Well, it sure does seem like that's happening.
Yeah. So thanks, Andy. I appreciate
you.
Okay, brother. Bye for now.
And I won't worry about tomorrow.